Okay, okay. I think I'm on. Audio is a little loud for me. Okay. Welcome to another episode of Solely Voids Live, I guess, right? Not really done much like this before, so I'm giving it a shot. Wonder if we got a couple people out there yet. Not sure. I actually, full disclosure, I don't have two. Well, I do have two monitors, but one's just for an Xbox and one's just for a computer. And so I have my iPad off on the left here with YouTube open. Hey, thanks. Actually, I think the first thing I wanted to take care of today was maybe building her up. I got some ideas. And then if we're on long enough until Live Arena kicks off, I might dabble in some Live Arena with my main account. Actually, I think I had a ping on Discord here. I think Ryan said I'm cool to put that in his Discord. If you're out there and you're watching, appreciate you. Can you guys hear the music? And if so, is it too loud or too quiet? Obviously, I don't want it too loud. These are the things we're sorting out on the fly. Spent all morning. Love to see this as the void only as possible still. Really sets it apart from other CCs in the dedication. Hey, I appreciate that. Because I do put a ton of time. Hey, Ryan. Hey, thanks for letting me throw the link to this in that chat. Okay, what if I do this maybe? Okay, everybody brace themselves. I'm turning the volume of this music way up. Can you hear it now? I guess there's no need for me to have these headphones on. It's just almost awkward, but... Full disclosure, I like the music in the background just because a lot of times I record like first thing in the morning and there's laundry going on. I don't want it too loud, honestly, so. Yeah, so I wonder what that poll ended up coming down to. I need to take a peek at that, actually. I was intending to do that. Because looks like overwhelmingly most people are just on board with just keeping it voids only. And then, you know, doing a little bit of work with when we can't. If we go into the Cursed City, this is hard. I've been putting all my keys into normal. I've made really good progress, honestly. But I'm just most concerned about that D9 mission. And so... D9 is over here. So I've been leveling up... Syl and Royal Guard. I was going to do Syl and Alice originally. The problem is when I do that with Alice is not available in this one, but Royal Guard is. So I think we're going to go Royal Guard and Syl. And then since Ninja's already leveled up, we will eventually try to get some masteries on him. So really, I've spent no gems because I've been really, really low. But I made some good progress in my Ramon 2 missions, got a big pot of gems. But we've just been running this over and over and over again. Quintus is actually a beast, by the way. I know that he's got crap reviews. I think the dude is really, really good. Reaching Gold League? Yeah. Gold is... It's really important. It's not as... Don't get me wrong, it's hard. I kind of got shelled earlier today. Oh, 3v3? That's insane. I'm very concerned about those missions, but I got past the first branch in Ramon 2, and so now I'm on the second little pot, which means I have to be in Silver 2, which I have. So I probably need to push a little bit of this best I can, which means... Man, I'm stretched so thin. It's hard when you're free to play. Which means I could just start piling some resources into this. That's going to be the fastest way to get that up. Because I would like to get that 20,000 this week yet. Because if I get it this week, then I don't have to be worried about being in gold after that. Or not gold, silver too. So. Tag team is going to be rough as far as beating it voids only. See a soul chase. Now, normally these soul chases aren't too bad. They have a void in them a lot of times, but I've only gotten it like one time. But I'm too impatient with the souls. Okay, let's... Oops, didn't mean to do that. Let's do the first thing I wanted to do. And I have no idea how long I'm going to be on. I'm sure there's ways to do it, Ryan. I'm not really sure. I'm still trying to figure out the fluctuation of all the different things. Tag team arena tiers need major rework. Advancing is horrible. Yeah, I mean, I'm lucky when I pushed those missions on my main account, the game was wildly different, frankly. I didn't have nearly as much issues. Because you just put the time in, you're almost guaranteed it. No relics, no blessings. But I hardly even... I mean, I do play my main, but I rarely finish all the advanced quests and stuff. I've been all in on the solely voids. I'm surprised by how much fun I've had playing it. Okay. I figure I was going to save this for one of the videos because, for everybody who's watches this now, I got 11 viewers watching. I'm excited about that. Thank you, everybody. But for those who don't know, now you're going to know. Actually, this weekend I get married. So I'm going to have to record something in my free time, publish it out. So Ryan and I are going to try to do a collaboration of some sort again. I think we plan on tomorrow. If not, when I'm done with this, Ryan, I can make it work. The fiance and stepson are out of town right now. But anyway, so then we have to make some videos, and this was going to be one of them, but I thought this would be a good thing to do live on stream so everybody can kind of see what I do and I could get some input. Yeah, I haven't even tried to get back into gold. I will say my main account's pretty much, I don't want to say stacked enough, because it's not that stacked, but it's stacked enough that I can, for the most part, get there. All right. So we're building Lydia. Obviously, I think my main focus for Lydia is going to be the Chimera. I did my Chimera run this morning. I probably, again, should have saved that. I actually had probably my best Brutal key. So I'm going to have to get the main on here to go and try to do some work so we can try to finally clear this. But I thought 26.02 wasn't bad. My strategy is lean in on Necret and Incensa to hit with Quintus's A1 because his A1 slaps. Yeah, I know. I will say, though, the only thing, Home Alone, though, I do have one responsibility, and we have, like, an important package coming in the mail that I have to sign for. So my dog's here, so I'm assuming he's going to bark like crazy when the package gets here, so I'll just have to do that. Anyway, so this is kind of my Chimera team, and I'm leaning on Mithrala to cleanse, Noelle to revive, cleanse, keep us up, Necret and Incensa just to hit with Quintus's A1, because when the opponent doesn't have any buffs, it's a 4-hitter, and it hits really, really, really hard. Like, sometimes I can get up to 100k per hit. And then his A2 doesn't need accuracy. It will strip and put a decreased defense on it. So this is kind of the strategy I've been trying to lean on. Honestly, he might do better in Giant Slayer, but the problem is I use him in Arena, so where we're going to use Helm Smasher. Yeah, so the first thing I did want to look at was protection set. My protection gear is not that good, so as far as Lydia, that's the first thing I kind of want to look into. I don't really know what Rebirth does, if I'm going to be frank with you all. Huh. Pretty good set. I'm not going to have the gear for this, but this Rebirth set looks pretty good. So if you're not farming Live Arena, well, one, you should be, but also this gear set also looks like it's pretty dang good. 20 speed, 40 accuracy, and a bonus for 5. Yeah, that's pretty good. Whoops. Okay. So let's go in here. Let's see what we have for protection, if anything. Yeah. Okay. Dark Elves. What do I got here? An attack banner. That stinks. I'm not gonna lie. I may just rework this. I do this a lot, actually. For rarer things for me to get. And just hope that I can get something better. I know that that's not best use, but that is just something I do. Because it's really hard getting these pieces. Neither of these pieces are super good. And we don't really have a whole lot much more. So that stinks. Because that was kind of my first thought, was if I could get... If I want protection, I would obviously want the whole 9-piece set and get the damage buff, because... What's the damage buff even come from on this? 5% more per buff placed by wearer. That's pretty good, obviously. So, what are the different debuffs? Can we do a Feral set? Feral looks like much more plentiful. It's not a great ring, but it could do. I wonder if I've already reworked this once. I haven't. Well, let's actually see how it rolls if I get, like, a good trip. Because otherwise, if I don't, it's just going to turn into... See, that's tough. I don't really want to rework that, because if I get somebody who wants that attack, it's a pretty good ring. So I'm probably not going to do that one. All right, let's start. Looks like we maybe have some pieces here we can work with. Fitting room. Yeah, it's not great, but it's not bad either. Like, we're really here for the accuracy and other stuff, so... This is defense, accuracy, and HP. This is defense and accuracy. I think this one's just better, right? So far, that's two pretty good pieces. I don't know. Tell me, how do you guys all have your Lydia built? Been a long time since I built a Lydia. Because I reworked my Lydia for the Wixwell team on my main account, and I've done nothing with it since. So 2 accuracy banners. None of them have speed. I would almost be willing to guarantee that both of these have been reworked. The banners I rework a lot. Actually, this one I haven't. This one's worse than the other one. This one's got a double on HP. That's really not bad. But am I really going to get better? Like, it's already accuracy. Like, what's the better situation? I get accuracy and then speed with it, I guess. Let's just do it. Who cares? Accuracy with speed? Somewhere? Speed? Lame. Okay. Let's try this on. I mean, honestly, that's a pretty good start. Really stinks that we can't get speed on the banner, though. But honestly, if I can't get a full protection set, there's not really any point to just doing protection besides just like a 1 or a 2 piece. So, okay, let's go into the gear set. So many of them. I'd actually like to see them start reworking gear sets over just adding new ones. Like, instead of, like, life, just start making life or defense like a 6-piece, but just make it, like, general, or, like, a 9-piece, but, like, make it generally weak. Like, it gives defense and speed, like, a minimal amount of speed or something like that. Instead of making those irrelevant, just kind of boost them up a little bit. Helps new players out, too. These are 16. These are probably speed boots. Ooh, triple accuracy. I don't see a situation where we don't get that. I wonder if I have if I've reworked this before or not. 0 rework attempts. Let's see. For everybody at home watching, let's go. Speed right here. All right. Might as well. We get 2 more reworks based on the amount of dust that we have. All right. Bring it home right here. F. That's all right. Still good pair. Accuracy. This has speed. And we're probably going to need a lot of speed subs based on the lack of speed subs in our banner. We only have one glove. That stinks. Kind of wonder if it's worth just bailing on the whole feral thing then now. Because what do we get out of feral? 5% more damage per debuff placed. She does a fear, decreased defense, weaken, poison sensitivity, block debuffs. I mean, that's potentially 25% extra defense or damage. Almost there alone, it's worth it, isn't that? These top pieces could be potentially pretty loaded. I guess we should see what we have for equipped also. We're not taking anything off of Shuzen. Obviously, these aren't the pieces we're looking for. Yeah, we don't even have much other for gloves. Our glove situation is weak. I prefer not to take a whole lot off of him either because he's in my Dark Fae team. It's kind of a weak piece for whole Shuzen there. Maybe if we find some... Okay, now we're talking. That's quite the piece there. Because I can't imagine we're going to need to worry too much about accuracy just based on what we have. If I remember, Incensa actually has some pretty loaded gear on her too. Dang, that's good right there too. Okay. I'm real tempted just to take that from her. The problem is she is in my Iron Twins team, and that is a very valuable team of ours. Okay, so let's think. That's 11 speed. There was something else that had speed roll in it. This is just 12. We're not stealing from her. I mean, that's not a terrible spot, but we need the speed. We don't have speed sub on that banner. We can't pass up any speed at this point. Six speed there. Okay, we need a little roll up here. And I think there's an artifact enhancement event, so all lines up perfectly. I have a hard time believing we're beating that one. 17 and 19, two stats that we want exactly. Yeah, that's the winner. That's a legit piece. So we're at 232. Minimal growth for speed. What do you guys think? I shouldn't say that because I guess there is, you know, we could probably get anywhere from 3 to 4 speed on glyphs. Feels slow. 234. I don't know what I'm saving the big glyphs for, but I'm saving them. Is there anybody got any thoughts on this? I guess the one... We have a defense and an HP. That's what's really... But the other thing is we're going to periodically get more of these pieces so we can just, like, level the build up slowly. I guess could be the other thing I could talk myself into on this. We're nailing these speed rolls right here. 3s and 4s all the way around. Sign me up for that. And I don't see a situation where we don't put a big glyph on that. Let's go one more. Okay. We do have some room to grow on this too. So that's potentially 12 extra speed. Again, that's playing the long game. But that's about as fast as we're going to get her based on where we're at. So 245. That good enough? Because I think she does already have that blessing. Not the blessing. the mastery that, like, gives a base stat bump. I think we just try it out. 400 accuracy is good. HP's got room to grow. Defense has got room to grow. She's not full leveled yet, nor is she going to have full masteries. We also haven't put the blessing on her yet. Nor have we booked her. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I mean, that's potentially a ton of extra damage. And the Chimera, obviously she's not going to have all of those, but even if it's 10% extra damage, we'll take 10% extra damage. So if we go in to look at what our team is, I think she's replacing Insensa. So she's replacing Insensa, who doesn't have a blessing. So what's my blessing situation? We got double brimstone. So we might just want cruelty on her, huh? That's the gist I'm getting here. This cruelty is probably going to be the best option. Let's just go ahead and commit to that. All right. So cruelty. Because none of these other ones are really going to have much of an impact on. And I will probably use her at some point in the arena. I honestly don't. I see her more as a PvE champion more than a PvP. So with 5 stars, she can get 15%, destroy their defense by 15%. That's pretty good. From the Russian Void community. Well, welcome. Appreciate you. I'm on the other side of the planet, but I appreciate you stopping in. I did take 1 year of Russian in college, my freshman year. I didn't attend nearly as much as I needed to. So, my ability to read or comprehend anything was very limited, even considering somebody who has taken a year's worth of Russian. Okay, so we kind of got that out of the way. What else did I want to do? I wanted to stop in, maybe just... Do we get worked by this right away? Actually, I do have a way around this. In case it does have that blessing. Because Necret will put on a block debuffs here, so... Even if it does kill them all. Yeah, it got him pretty good, but we have a way around it. No, I think my Lydia is honestly... I'm pretty content. I do not have an unkillable clan boss team. I just have a an ally protection one. And there is... and I'm pretty content with that, about building it up. No, it would have been at the University of Iowa, which is in the United States, but they had a Russian program. And it's very common for people to take Spanish in high school. And you need so much foreign language to graduate from college. And I took no Spanish, so I was intimidated by taking a Spanish class. So I decided, I'll take a language class that is very uncommon, because then you probably have more people who are like brand new to the language, and maybe it'd be easier. The teacher was really, really cool, but it was in Iowa City, Iowa. Yeah, so we are, for those who maybe didn't see it at the beginning, we are currently on the second stage of Ramantu mission, so we're trying to get 20,000 points in tournaments. Marius one, we need 10 mythical artifacts from dungeons. That one's going to stink. It actually got me thinking when I got to this. I don't know about you all, but man, how many of you guys even farm the regular dungeons that much? I'm I don't want to say never, but I'm pretty rarely in there. Like, I'm doing the minimal amount of work in these guys. A little bit more Fire Knight than everything else. But then the Sand Devil and Phantom Shogun's Grove is like where I live. I guess I also do a fair amount of Iron Twins, but my Sand Devil team is the Tracks on Sunday one, and it's like a 13-minute thing. You just throw these guys in there for food, they die right away. And then this guy's here just for the speed aura on 25% and just try to crush it. Yeah, thanks, Ryan. If you guys haven't already, a like would be appreciated. And a subscribe if you're not already there. I'm already at 700. I never thought I'd be this far. Fun fact, this everybody will like this because it's probably a pretty everybody will know this person. My first subscriber ever. Any guesses? The very first person, and most of you should know who this person is. I should say my dungeon or my faction crypts for today. I didn't know I was going to stream until I woke up and was like, you know what? Seems like it'd be a good idea. Anybody out there want to take a gander at that? Was not Tracks. Bigger. Nope. Good guess. Bigger, though. Well, one more guess, and then I'll reveal it. Okay, I'm gonna do, because the suspense is killing me. I'm not demonstrating my wait time here, but I don't know. It might be bigger. It was actually Ash. Ash was actually the first person who subscribed to me. He posted something. There was like Twitter had like communities. I don't know if you guys remember those. Yeah, it was Ash, but they had like communities that you could post in, or like post in, and people were in. And I had just started. I did one of my first videos was me building Armons, because the Armons fusion just got done. And I posted on there. I didn't have a single subscriber. I was just trying to get people to click on my video. Like, I hardly had anybody viewing. And he responded to me like, nice video, like, keep up the good work, and that he was my very first subscriber. So I think I still have the screenshot somewhere out there, but that's a pretty good fun fact, I feel like. All right. Okay, did that A1 do literally anything on this? Okay, we gotta get that hex off of us. Otherwise, dang it. The petrification is actually super brutal against this team if we end up getting petrified. 14 people, I feel like, is pretty solid. Thanks, everybody. Hello, Rocket, what's up? Appreciate you stopping in. Yeah, I know. I feel... But it's like, my fiance kind of like makes fun of me, but I'm like, you know, within our little community like that, I don't want to say it got me going, but it's tough starting out, and it was kind of nice having somebody, I don't know, believe in you, if you will, I guess. How's everybody doing? If there's anything that you guys want to see within the Only Voids account, let me know. I'd be glad to go over really whatever you guys are interested in. I just kind of woke up and decided this was something I was going to try since, you know, most of the family's gone, and I know I can do this uninterrupted, so... So here you're seeing a really nice interaction with Nekret and Khan that in my video that I had made about those two together, is that when he gets attacked and he has this, here, I think it's probably in this passive. Whenever this ally is attacked while under the ally protection buff placed by this champion, it places a shield on that ally equal to 30% of this champion's max HP for 2 turns, and his max HP is a lot bigger than Khan's, And so it puts on a pretty good shield. It's absolutely great interaction. This team is very enjoyable, but it can also be pretty frustrating. There's just times where I feel like Khan just doesn't hit hard at all, and there's times where I'm like, oh, he's got the biggest nuke in the game. But it's got a lot of inevitability. Like, it kind of reminds me on my main account when I play with, like, Rotus teams before I had, you know, Narcissus and things like that. All right, what's this last one? All right, this team never wins. This team sucks. Oh, man. This is going to be a tough one to get around. Wukong is terrible for this. Wukong always steals my buffs. Yeah. I need to be better on my tag team about intentionally picking what teams I'm going against, because that is definitely a very important part of all of these teams' success, because it's almost a guarantee that this team loses. What legendary would I start with for the Voids account at this moment? I personally think I would start with Supreme Gallic still. I think Supreme Gallic is really, really good. I have Supreme Gallic on my main account, so I'm, I guess, fairly knowledgeable of what he's capable of. And burners are really, 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 really hard to come by. And Spider or Hydra alone, it's going to make a huge difference. Yeah, I'm disappointed. I've been disappointed with Sir Nick's, what do you call it? Shield size, I guess, in general. Yeah, that's a lot of the speed. I'm not sure this particular team is capable of speeds like that. Not gonna lie, I'm not necessarily, I know a lot about the game, but I think there's one of the areas that I maybe don't know quite as much about is definitely going to be like speed tunes and stuff. Even on my main account, the Wixwell team isn't really a speed tune team. Really, this team is just hard carried by how good Lady Noelle is, because she is absolutely insane. Okay, we might actually get somewhere here. Okay, so we're going to actually put our cleanse here because we need Yakarl to go right now. Oh, God. Die. Just die already. Okay, we made it. Well, maybe not. Wukong is a really weird champion because Wukong absolutely blasts this team. I would like my Sir Nick to be in all protection eventually. He's like in a hybrid build. But then the thing that stinks is he's not in protection, so those buffs steal. But actually against the Khan team, you think the Khan would be good against him because he block revives, but he, I don't know. We just have so many buffs. He steals a lot of buffs. It can be annoying. Yeah, those are really mad speeds. I'm not even sure if I have anybody too much faster than 380 on my main. Because I slowed my Siffy down at some point to put her in Supersonic, I think is what it's called. Where they don't have to be necessarily as big. Okay. Where are we at? Okay, so what is a good team for each of these? I bet you my speed team is likely faster than one of these two. So I think I put my Khan team against this. I think Big Shields should be able to. Helicaf is annoying, but Khan does strip buffs, assuming it's not in protection. And then Yumiko's not as big of a deal as you would think it is, because Khan's A1 is pretty powerful. We start out with good passives. Now it's just a matter of what team are we going to be faster than. I think we're probably faster than this team. We just have to hope there's no Stone Skin. What time in the day is it for everybody here? Because it's like 1:30 in the afternoon for me, so genuinely curious about that. Okay. Are we going to be able to take these hits? Okay, so now it's just con or die. Yeah, playing Void is... Yeah, it's hard. It makes you have to use champions in a variety of different modes, for sure. Which is part of the challenge, but also part of the fun. Also, when I was going through... Okay, so we have another central timer. Cool. I know part of the fun for me is the fact that Voids were always my favorite champions anyway. I'm on my main, I was always striving to get them. Alright, this one's lost. We can go ahead and skip this, I believe. Okay. We are faster than this team somehow. Well, one of our champions was faster than them. Okay. Well, we took the hit. We might actually pull it out now. Just see if we can get your Carl to go and... I think just... Yeah. She's... Alright. Nick and Noelle team on fire today, folks. Lock and loaded. Team never does good. Oh, no. What happened? So their Countess Lix must be really fast. I wasn't watching. I was looking at my iPad, which is serving as my, what do you call it? Like my chat, because I don't have the... I shouldn't say I don't have the technology, but I currently have not really streamed. I've tried streaming other things before, but I haven't really tried to stream too much with this, so I don't know how to have it all on my computer. And I do have a second monitor. I don't know how to set it all up. Yes, I do have a plan. Actually, we can go and just talk about that right now. I started like the first 30 seconds of this with that. So this is kind of where we're at for hard. I've been putting most of my keys in normal because I can clear, I would say most of normal I can clear. But then we have this little band here. So we have, I guess to backtrack, sorry. But when I have, for my Marius missions, this is the one that we're concerned about. Like, we're not going to try, like, I have zero intentions of trying to beat hard Curse City this rotation. Like, just not going to happen. So, D9, though, I think is possible, and I don't want to get brick-walled by it too hard. So, as I go in here, I look at this, and here's our path to it, to D9. D9 is a Scarab. And it won't be as bad as you think it will be because I have a lot of Blood Shield accessories in most factions that I can at least steal. Ooh, that reminds me. I got to switch some Blood Shield off of, I think, Yakarl. But anyway, we have a series of non-void champions we have to, like, make our way through. So here I'm planning on just being carried by Syl and Royal Guard. And then also we'll use Alice in there. Right now we're putting masteries into Syl and into Royal Guard because Royal Guard's also in this one. And then we'll get some masteries in Ninja also to try to get through this one as well. Most of these I think are early enough that we can get carried by one or two champions. And we're going to hope that this... Folks, this next one is ugly though. I think it's this one. This one's ugly. I have no clue what I'm going to do. I've never in my life used a Bone Keeper or a Shaman or I don't even know who this is. Who is this guy? So I started building the Hippo because the Hippo's like, he's not really good, but he's not like terrible. Yeah, I know it's going to have to beat Amius on hard. We're just going to cross that barrier when we get there, if I'm going to be frank with you. I'm very concerned about... Like, obviously, there's going to be voids that we're going to be able to use, but I'm not sure we're going to have the tools when we get there. We just got to... We'll just keep plugging away and see what happens. Like, where I still think we're probably a year out from even thinking about that, maybe. That's the difficult thing. But anyway, yeah, so then the Hippo, we're going to build the Hippo. We're probably going to build this guy. I looked at his kit one time, and it looked like he was a damage dealer. He is a Skinwalker. Ripper. So he doesn't look like he's very good, but he's just what I got. So destroys the max HP for 30%. Increases as the HP, target's HP decreases. And then has a ignore defense on single hitter. I mean, he sucks, but I think he'll be about as good as what we're going to get. So I don't know. Getting text 1 second here. So that is our game plan. And then the next stem of, or stage after that, I think is one that has voids allowable, this D4. Con probably single-handedly will carry us, let alone Con plus Frenzy. Frenzy's got a good AoE provoke. So, yeah, I mean, I think it's possible. We're just going to keep getting through the missions so we can't. I also think that until I get a God Seeker, I don't see us beating Sand Devil Necropolis. And the other one is Fire Knight Hard. Like, here, we might as well show it. We got a little bit of energy here. So this is the team I've been working on. I've only alluded to this in some of my Solely Void episodes. Because the fights are super long. And it's not 100%. Because I don't have a reviver. Oh, no, I tried to beat a mission earlier today. I can actually delete this. Where are you at? This is the team. So basically what it comes down to is it's just like we're trying to be super tanky. We actually take the hits. So as long as Necret can take the first hit and survive one of the hits from the wave, he's got the healing to get back up, and we're able to beat it. The problem is that just doesn't always happen. We have no way to revive. And so then our strategy is just make sure that the Fire Knight has heal reduction up, and then just take the shield down, get a couple hits in, tank up. He's got heal reduction. He's not healing back up and go. So we can just take a peek at this. So it's one of these Trundas always is messing with us. So, and we actually don't have any huge nukers because obviously Cold Heart's nuke is going to be a lot bigger on the Fire Knight than it is on any one of these. You just started one like today? That's awesome. I think if you need a clan, I'm not 100% sure, but I think we had somebody leave today or yesterday. Okay, so we made it through one of these hits, so if one of these... Okay, so we should be good for this wave. So the key is that actually we're ally attacking twice because Necret essentially is an ally. In some ways, Necret's a better ally protector, or not protector. My brain goes faster than my mouth can sometimes. He is a good ally protector, though. Ally attacker. In some ways, his ally attack is better than Queen of Hearts because he's going to bring in Cold Heart every time, and he has a triple hitter. So it's like triple hit, and he gets an extra turn after that. As far as just strictly hits on the boss itself, it doesn't get a whole lot better than that. So we just basically, if everybody survives, I mean, obviously, if everybody survives, but normally we just have to try to make it through. The first wave is typically, he's more likely to die than in this one. I haven't really seen him die in this. But we have two champions of Bulwark, which is Toghren and Necret. And then, ooh, see, that's where that shield comes in, and that shield's really good with God. Yeah, Rocket, if you have Discord, maybe just, or honestly, if you just put your username in this chat, we can maybe get you in if you're high enough level. Obviously, most of us are operating at higher levels of Hydra and Clan Boss, but for the most part, I like having it be if people are voids only, kind of give them a preference, so we're more than welcome. But there are definitely non-void only accounts within the clan, so basically all is welcome. We're pretty active though, honestly. We haven't had a member leave in a long time. But I think we have, we got Siege this week over CVC. Going to be a big one for us. We'll talk about that here in a second. Okay, so we take this hit. Okay, so this probably is going to be a successful run because Necret survived. That's basically how this works. But see, then we just break the shield. I wonder if Queen of Hearts got her ally attack in a little bit early. Nope, perfect. Okay, so then basically we kill him, oddly enough, with poisons. The poisons actually do a good bit of work. You'll see here in a second. Like, just a nice little chunk of 80, 4 times 85,000. And then we just have to go through and break the shield again, but then see Nekret, his ally attack comes through faster than Queen of Hearts because he gets an extra turn. Yeah, no problem, Rocket. And then, so then the next time we go around, the big thing is what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to make sure we break the shield. And this is kind of the team that we've been doing, and it's just not 100%. I mean, I think it's over 50%, but we just have to have a shield. Togren's passive is insane in this team because every time they use an active skill, it increases their HP up to a certain percentage. Because the problem with the last team I had, it would die a lot because eventually it'd just get to the point where 100% or 99% of Cold Heart's HP was destroyed. So that was no fun. It does annoy me, though, that after that first ally protection falls off, I feel like it never goes on Cold Heart. Wouldn't that just make the most sense for him to put it there? She's got the least HP, the most crit damage. That seems like it would be... Ooh, she might go down here. Whew. That was close. So this might be a fail yet, too. Data, I'm not sure. Beat 10 lava. I'm not really sure if there is some sort of translation issue there or... I'm not quite understanding. If you're talking about Fire Knight, I have no clue. This is as good as it gets right now. So we're going to have to, I have no clue, pull 4 Yakarls and go Yakarl and Queen of Hearts, maybe. I don't know. But even then, it wouldn't beat the, by the time we get to the point where we're having to beat Amius and Fire Knight Hard 10, yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's definitely when we get there, it's going to be one of those teams that are going to be not 100%. And we're just going to have to live with the RNG of, like, sometimes we win and sometimes we lose, but we're able to get past the mission. So that's stage 7. 5 minutes. Not too bad. We do have in our faction, our area bonuses, we do have speed maxed for the Fire Knight. And so, we could make this a lot better. We increase the HP. We can get 20% more HP. Same with defense. We got some room to grow. But the Fire Knight's freaking fast. But right now we're taking hits from it, and we don't have a decreased speed. So there might be a world where, we find somebody else to be it up with. Everything else is solved up to hard 10. So, okay, what do we got? How much time till live arena? And I probably used up all my things. I can gem a couple though, I guess. Unless you guys would want me to play a little live arena with my main account. That's clearly not voids only, but yeah. So this is kind of what I've been sitting and doing. I finally saved up enough for the void shards. So proud of myself. It's hard. It's tough sledding. You don't get. For the amount of time that you have to spend in a single fight here, even in gold 2, like the gold bar should be literally double. It's insane. There's a lot of work this game could be doing on. All right. What else do we got here? Shard count. It's healthy. I'm looking forward to next 2x Void should be a good one because I think we're still probably... It's not going to be this weekend, I'm pretty sure. Ancient, Sacred, Void. We had Sacreds recently. Maybe it is Voids. It's hard when they have the primals in there. I don't think it's going to happen now, but man, I was really optimistic at one point because, you know, the last event, they had the Odin event. They also had this, the Alice event, and then the Odin event. They had a guaranteed void. I'm in great position to try to compete in one of those, but I don't think it's going to happen. But I have not figured out how to beat the Fire Knight Hard 10. Yeah, yeah, I think if the stats would have to be absolutely insane, but I think like an ally attack, double cold heart, Yakarl for the decreased speed, and then maybe Mithrala to try to provide shields, because you're still going to take hits. Yeah, I'm not really sure. It's going to be a huge issue. They just need more freeze champions in general. Like, there's 3 champions that you need. I guess 2 of them are epics, but none of them are void. Yeah, it's a I kind of like, it's a weird situation because I do genuinely like the Fire Knight. Like, I think it's a fun boss to try to beat, but it's super overtuned. I mean, there's other options. Like, it could be, man, I don't know, Revive on Death team, which would require speed tuning, which is definitely way out of my comfort zone. Yeah, I've considered it. Getting a mythic, if I ever got a mythical. Yeah, I think we had somebody in our clan who's voids only and just like hit a random primal and got Star Sage Galathir. It's like, I think he decided he's just gonna he'll just do, some people in my clan are gonna do voids plus mythicals, which is cool. Yeah, so my original team was, we can look at that original team too. It was a Cernic and Noel team. The problem is getting it like speed tuned so that the shield or the unkillable was always up. Like, there would just be random times where it wasn't, and then when it wasn't up, the team would wipe. Unlike the previous team I had, it could take a hit. Oh, you finally got the 3-star? Let's go. Did Ox hit hard like we had talked about? So I have a clanmate who's also voids only, and he's we've been neck and neck actually for completing faction crypts, and so he just completed it. That's awesome. It's a big accomplishment, even on a regular account. Like, I have a friend who's been playing for a long time, and he still hasn't figured out the faction wars all the way yet. It's also not necessarily been a priority. Okay, let's take a peek at what that other Fire Knight hard team looked like. Now, I think this was hopefully I didn't delete it. Nope. Here was the other Fire Knight hard team. Now, this one never fails on the waves because we have Yakarl. And so then we turn his A2 off in round 2. And then here, and then we just ally attack down the boss. This is going to be a little bit out of tune because I didn't have the speeds. I guess I could try it, actually. We can try it on 7. Because I didn't have the plus 20 speed. I forgot about that. I didn't have the plus 20 speed. Put him in moral and regen to keep alive. Yep. Solid strategy. Stone skin him up. 3 set immortal. Just keep him alive. Yeah. But when we tried this team previously, we did not have the plus 20 speed from the area bonus. So this team might have improved. So, but yeah. So it's Cernic because he does have a freeze on his A1. Noel, you know, just keeping us alive. The freeze occasionally. I think I actually maybe need to turn her off of having that be automatic. Because it's a weird balance, because I want her to use it because it will push the turn meter back. But at the same time, champions will die, and then I have no way of reviving them. And then the team is just totally screwed. And then Queen of Hearts to ally attack. That was another thing, was when the marks went up, it was harder to break the shield. So, yeah, I don't know. We can give this a shot. This is the old Nick and Noel team. Let's try this on 7 just because we didn't have the stats then. So we want to give it apples to apples comparison here. So Fire Knight hard. Queen of Hearts is like secretly one of the best champions. If you could replace the 2 Cold Hearts, that's not a bad idea. We're definitely beating or taking the shield down then. And then if we just could stagger it, that is something. I do, on my last void, we finally got a second Cold Heart, so that is something I could try. Ryan says, still haven't done Faction Wars on main. Lizards was an issue. Oh, yeah, but Lizard. I'm still jealous that you got a Mythical. I got to be so close to a Mythical on my main. I was kind of looking forward to, like, revitalizing my desire to play my main account. I still, like, do my clan boss and cover the Doom Tower waves to get the free shards and stuff, but, you know, the desire's not there like it is on this account for whatever reason. It sounds dumb, but almost like I've gotten to a certain point where the progression is so slow that this is more entertaining to me because not everything's figured out. Oh, yeah, Incense is not a bad idea either. I just wish, because I do have Incensa. So the waves is never an issue with this team. Mostly because we can freeze them down. Stood. Oh. Yeah, and then I would have to get Sir Nick and Lady Noelle significantly faster, which is not a bad thing because I do use Lady Noelle occasionally in the in Live Arena, and I need her to be faster. Okay. So it looks like I did have this fairly tuned. The other thing was, if I recall, the decreased speed was a bit of an issue. See, after the ally attack, we still have 8 hits left to get through. Okay. And so she's hard seekering, yeah. So, you're right, Incensa does equal a second Cold Heart. I think her crit damage is higher than Yakarl's. I just like Yakarl because he's got the decreased speed. Okay. Alright. And you think the Queen of Hearts would be insane because of the turn meter boost, just everything. It's just easier said than done, I guess. Okay. So now that we just need to get Yakarl in there with the decreased speed. And then, okay, not healing. Yeah, I'm not liking the way this one's going. Okay, I think we'll give it one more shot around, but this was essentially the core of the team. The only difference, I guess, though, Data, is if I had a second Cold Heart instead of Incensa on the Queen of Hearts ally attack, that would be, it would be 8 hits. Or it would only be 5 with those two. Okay. Oh, and we're dead. Didn't even let me quit. All right. Let's do a little bit of Live Arena. We can just go through all 5 of ours since it's live seasons. And then we will probably call it quits at that point. I am shocked. I just saw this a little bit ago, Rocket. Supreme 6 is expired. That's a big disappointment. 2 Hanorok is still obviously going to be really, really good. So, that's too bad. Sorry to hear that. All right. Okay, let's go in there. Unless you guys would rather see the main account. I did not get my 5th. You know, I went 4 of 10. I guess this is the only Void stream. Yeah. I feel like everybody's last crypts are Demon Spawn and Shadowkin. I'm lucky, and I had Shuzen. I'm not sure I would have beaten it if I didn't have Shuzen. Demon Spawn, actually, I will be honest with you. Once I had the final team go through, it wasn't as bad as what I thought, because the boss is one of the easier bosses, but the champions suck. They're terrible. Like, Padma actually was okay, but really what made her good was she had a good Guardian set. All right, nobody's saying anything, so I'm just gonna go ahead and... This is probably the first time I use gems in a week, just so you guys know. I've been hoarding them real bad. All right, let's go. Level 79. They'll probably be 6,000 points, though. They'll probably kick my butt. Yeah. I do think, though, Mitch, if you get a... if you get... not a Boro. Genbo. I think if you get a Genbo, that he will probably hard carry, if I'm going to be honest with you. But he's like literally the only... yeah, I don't know. I like Live Arena. I've had fun with it. If you guys saw my video from Sunday, though, I feel like my mindset's a little bit different with Live Arena. Like, I'm just going in here and I'm trying to win as fast as possible, and if I don't, I'm out of there. Like, more than likely, as things stand, I'm banning their Arbiter. Yeah, I'm definitely banning their Arbiter. Yeah, I think Genbo will help you out an absolute ton. And if you don't get those Live Arena crests, I know that's not a popular thing, but they're really important. Like, I bet you Genbo's... A well-built Genbo is not going to one-shot literally everything, but I think he's gonna clean out pretty good. Did you get a Boro on the starter? Because, like, my account wasn't a Boro like an account. Man, this Lydia's fast. This guy for level 79 has a pretty fast team. But also he got rid of my absolute fastest 2 champions by picking an Arbiter and a... So the matches where I have Arbiter as a pick... Oh, okay. Yeah, what? Yeah, it's hard to tell sometimes when all you see is the username. That's my bad. Dang. But, I mean, I try my hardest. Like, for me, I get off work at, like, 3 o'clock. I'm off work for the summer right now. But that's, like, the first thing I do if I'm not, like, coaching stuff is I just sit down and grind out my live arenas. So... We need to win this siege, guys. Tim, Mitch. Not gonna lie, we need to win the siege. I'm three fragments away from Lamasu. Tim, you got to be close to Lamasu then too, also, I would imagine, right? That would help out a ton. I think she's gonna be super good. Decrease speed, block buffs, or fear black buffs. He picked Yakaro? What the heck is happening? I guess I go here, or maybe I just go here. We shockingly can win without a nuker, but... Okay, who do I not want? I probably don't want to deal with bombs. And that's the best. My dog's freaking out upstairs. This may be one of those times where I have to leave and go sign for the mailbox. We'll see. I gotta get those. They're like cameras. The first ones that we got didn't show up. In the box, we got an empty box. Easy. Yeah, I mean, she's going to help out a lot. Yeah. Okay, I need to take a 30-second break. I just need to go check and make sure that the mailman is not here. And I'll be back in like 30 seconds real quick. Here's what my event dungeon looks like. Enjoy. Okay, I'm back. Yeah, the event dungeon's totally overtuned. I'm not sure I'll even try to push much higher than where I'm at right now with this. My main account, we got to like 25, 26, and I might just call that good too. Okay, let's finish up these live arena ones, and I'm going to call that a stream. A pretty successful one, I would say. Want to thank everybody who's stopped in, and don't forget to subscribe and like if you haven't already. We still got 3 fights left to go, though. All right. Again, our success rate when we get to pick first seems a lot higher because everybody picks Arbiter. And we can really only counter teams like this well if we can go fast. And having 2 champions that are pretty fast myself are about as good as they're going to get. Rocket, when did you start playing? Uh-oh. This looks like it could be rough. Having to pick between each of these two can be a bit of a disaster. Typically, my go-to is just I ban whatever one has more blessings. Whether that's right or wrong, who knows? Ooh, but Noel also. I think I'm still going to pick... Yeah, I think I'm still going to pick Armans. It's tough. It's like, would you rather be shot or stabbed? Like, you just got to pick one of them and just... Again, we just hope that we're faster. Okay. Shuzen's the right call. Shuzen is definitely our better of the 2 champions. Okay, are we faster? We are. There we go. Okay. The thing, though, is this True Fear thing does not stop him because he removes debuffs. But Quintus is pretty good as long as he gets to go still. Yeah, he just absolutely melts everybody. So pretty recently. Okay, cool. Glad to see that you're still around. Appreciate you stopping in either way. Okay, let's see here. We're going to want to try to maybe freeze this guy here. It's actually kind of perfect that we didn't kill him. We need this Lady Noelle to shed that stone skin ASAP. God, I hate Armands. I feel like my Armands on my main do not nearly reflect what happens when other people use their Armands. He should like counterattack with like his A1 or something like that. All right. Okay, now we're all going to get froze. They're going to get brought back. It's going to be a whole thing if we even survive. Yep, we're calling that quits. All right. Let's just, for good luck. Boom. All right. Ooh, okay. Love it. Look at that. 6 roll speed. Not as good. Okay. And the charms are nice, but honestly, my favorite thing out of that is like the chaos dust. I want that every single time. All right, let's run these 2 keys into the ground and move on. Ooh, 6-star blessing. What blessing do you even put on a cardio? Intimidating presence? I think we're fighting the same guy, aren't we? Is this the same guy? I've got 1 6-star blessing, and that came in the form of... No, I got 2 now. Because I just bought... So I bought Sawai, so it was available in the shop. Since she's in my clan boss, I thought it would be worth it. But then I bought Sawai's, and I also bought Cold Hearts. Otherwise, I won Queen of Hearts. I won Lady Noelle's. Sabbatha's was from a Soul Stone. I guess I do have Pain. I hardly even use Painkeeper, so maybe I'm not utilizing him. Chainbreaker, yeah. Into the Void, IN, and then the number 2, and then the Void. I can show you after this fight too. Alright, let's pick our guys here. Actually, I wonder if we're getting close to a bot. Okay. Yeah, I guess the only downside is when you're free to play, you end up just with the same 5 champions basically every time, maybe a 6th. It's not the end of the world. I wouldn't mind trying to build the Go second team in my solely voids. The problem is I feel like it's so, like, for example, Quintus and Yakarl are fairly interchangeable, and then so are Arbiter and Shuzen. So, like, they can't really break up the strategy here. But it's like when I have Yakarl, or not Yakarl, when I have Nekret and Khan, that's a pretty unique interaction, and if they like break that up at all, it gets pretty tough. Although Nekret is probably generally good. We could just try going Nekret here. But the problem is I'm not sure we can really afford that if they ban Quintus, because we have to have a way to kill that Mikage. Okay, I wonder if this is a bot team. We'll just take down their speed lead and then probably still get outsped. Okay, yeah, for sure. He just, I mean, for me, I have just had better luck with the Yakarl because early on, he froze on top of nuking really hard. But then obviously when I have the Shuzen is just so fast. Ultimately, what I think it comes down to is just finding a strategy that like works, and like the intricacies of it, and being able to execute that. And then if you don't have the stats, you don't have the stats. Okay, I love waiting around. I'm gonna be waiting around longer than I actually fight this guy, because I think, unless that Mikage is insanely fast, I think we should just shred through this guy. I have a hard time believing. But I fought a bot one time that had like almost 400 speed without a speed lead, and then had everything resisted my Queen of Hearts. So that's like gotta be 500 resistance or more, because I think she's got a pretty high level of accuracy. We don't want that Thor coming back. This should be a pretty easy fight, yeah. All right. Okay, so there's Rocket, right? Rocket here. Let's see. I think I'm gonna get you in right now, dude. 75 energy. Player 149 10 34 87. I'm assuming that's you. A lot of people will have their name have void in it just so they know that they're voids only, but don't feel like you have to. Okay, last fight, and then we're gonna call it quits. So, biggest thing for me of like pushing hard in here is I do like these rewards. We're only on the 2nd strand, but we still have 3 weeks. So, but honestly, I probably won't get to the end of the rewards, because as soon as I get married this weekend, so then after that won't be gone too long. Then we are going to be on the honeymoon, so I'm going to be gone long. Well, I just let somebody in. Hopefully it was the right person. If not, I'll just kick them out, though. Okay. All right, for those who don't do voids only, I can't think of this guy's name, but how's everybody been liking him? I thought when he came out, he doesn't look like he's an insane champion, but he looks like he's really good for like starting account. He's actually kind of a champion I could get a little bit excited about playing. Oh boy, what do we got here? Mithrala can be tough for this team because a lot of times we like to rely on freezing people with the Yakarl or CCing them with Queen of Hearts. So this team is pretty good if you think about it. We got double speed, double nuke, and actually double CC. Double weighted crowd control. In a weird way, triple because of the decreased speed slows them down enough. Well, we can't let that carnage through, right? We might get housed here, guys. I think we're about to run into a whole lot of stone skin. Thanks. Appreciate it. We're looking forward to the trip. I should be spending my time making a video for this weekend, but, you know. Okay, awesome. Absolutely, no problem. All right. Stone skin's an issue. All right. And a faster champion than what we have is. Because we can't let anybody die. Okay. Alrighty, so we just have to really hope that we shred this. Okay, we have a chance. Sometimes a Quintus, if he can get a turn. Dang it. Alright, now we lost. See, this is one. We might be able to... But there's no point. We're going to lose that. If we could have gotten a turn, Quintus can get through an entire... not Marichka. Taurus. Can get through an entire Taurus with his A2. Because it puts decreased defense out there. Hits like a truck. So how did we do in that little session? Probably not too great, right? But honestly, it's less about that. So win, loss, win, loss. So we went 2 and 3. It's okay. That's okay. Could be worse. Could be better. Yeah. But still, you know, there's going to be people that are just going to use him right up until the end. Okay, what do we got here? So, some more stuff. Okay, this thing here, I have some opinions on this here. I think it's absolutely bullcrap that you can get all the way through this. 20,000 and you're not even guaranteed one of those mythical. You either got to guarantee a mythical artifact or just give everybody. Like, how bad would it be just to say, like, hey, everybody, pick whatever relic, if you get to 20,000, you want from the whole set. Rare, epic, legendary, mythical, just pick. And if the problem is that it's too overpowered for everybody to have, then you're making too overpowered relics. But in the meantime, I will just take the free stuff, I guess. Otherwise, I think we kind of covered everything I was wanting to go over. This was fun. If tomorrow, I think Ryan and I are going to try to meet up and talk through some stuff. But maybe I'll try to run this back again. I'm not really sure. It depends on when everybody gets home. I'm just glad that the dog didn't come down here and lose his mind. But, folks, that is going to be everything. However or wherever you are at and however you made it here, I really appreciate you guys all stopping in. I think this was overall a success. I had more people watching than I thought I would. But that is going to be the whole show, folks. So, as always, the parting thoughts are going to be for you to not forget to like and subscribe the video on your way out. And I will see you on the other side.